Hey boys, welcome back to another Bleach Bracehold video, and today I am finally getting around to actually attempting this new GQ and showing you the team that I did use to actually beat it. Now, I will say right off the bat, this is tough, very tough, almost impossible unless you have certain characters maxed out or transcended. Now, I don't think this 100% requires you to have a 5 out of 5 character, but definitely that does help because you do get the extra 6 slot, especially if you do have SP onto it. There are many videos out there already that have people beating it with a 2 out of 5 or a 3 out of 5 character, and no one's actually max transcend, which I think is actually pretty cool. That being said, it's very tough, especially this week because it is the ESPADA week. I don't think it was the best week to start it on, but the main reason I'm getting this out now, which is very late by the way, is because 1, I've been busy all day rearranging my room, and 2, yesterday night, I wasted 2 of my free tickets on the normal difficulty. It really triggers me, and hopefully they can change in the future, is that if I'm attempting the hard one, I'm expecting it to stay on the hard difficulty, because when I first used my ticket, it started the normal one by accident, didn't mean to do that. My second run, I got 33 million, I choked it completely, and then I said to myself, okay, I'm going to focus my third ticket to getting this, and then because I obviously refreshed the screen, it went back to the normal quest, and I started it, reset the app, and it didn't even save my ticket, so I was very annoyed last night that I couldn't even attempt it properly, but today, we were able to do it, and even then I had troubles, because I actually did beat it the first time, got a 2-second clear time left, by the way, that's the score you see at the bottom right now. I wasn't able to record it because I accidentally stopped recording, so I had to beat this quest twice, and good lord, is it hard? It's hard. So, before I stall enough, right, let me showcase the characters that I did use to beat this quest, because like I said, it's very, very difficult. So, the main character we are running, the go-to character for this week, is definitely the 10 years later version of Rukia. Why? Because she's a very good character. She has a Sparta killer, she also has a Ranka killer, increasing her damage, she has a high berserker value, she can transform, increasing the chance that she can inflict the freeze on an enemy, very important. She does more damage to frozen enemies, and overall, she's just the go-to character. Like, if you don't have her, you probably can't beat it. I've actually yet to see anyone beat it without this Rukia. So because this quest does half our soul bomb damage, you're basically doing no damage to your soul bomb, right? So you want to mainly focus on your strong attack damage. So to do that, I gave her a Masanga, I gave her the fortification pill, and I gave her the punching bag, all with 30% SP, just ensuring that I can do as much strong attack damage as possible. I don't know if this is the best build, but it is what I'm going with, and it's what has been working for me. Also, if you don't know, I do have a 5-5 with 250 extra SP. That saves me, but like I said, I've seen people out there already that have beaten it without a 5 out of 5 Rukia, so I don't think it's as needed. And again, to ensure we do as much strong attack damage as possible, we did give us 3 Senka Eisenings. Very important. Moving on from that, we have Ichibe. Who would have thought that NAD characters would actually be the key to this? I tried a full free SP team. Instead of Ichibe, I had Apache, and it just doesn't work. You actually do want a NAD character just because they can dish out constant NAD damage, and then at the 5th boss, where they probably won't do too much damage, especially Ichibe because he is a speed character, the final boss is tech. He's mainly just there to ensure that I can get to the final boss as quick as possible, where my Rukia is going to be doing the most of damage, where I'm going to finish up the Ukiura. So Ichibe is very important in this quest. You can use Broken. I actually would have used him because he actually does provide a boost, but instead I do have Ichibe 2-5 with level 10 attack and focus, so I thought he'd just be overall better. So with that, we did give him a normal Chappie, a golden Chappie, and a hollow bay, all with 30% SP, increasing the amount of attack that he does have, because that is important, because the enemies, at least the main bosses, do have a high defense stat, so if you don't have a high enough attack stat, then you're probably not going to do any kind of damage. So very important, you can just max their attack stat as high as possible. In addition to that, we have a Zangetsu link, and then we have 2 links that are giving us 20% strong attack damage and weakened duration minus 55%. Very important, because the pulls in this area everywhere is just weakening your team. It's almost impossible not to get weakened, especially with the AI, with your teammates. They're going to get weakened, so having links like this to reduce the chance of getting weakened is very important. Now, I believe you actually only need a 85% weakened duration to be completely immune to it, so with those 2 links, we are basically immune to weakening. Also, I didn't mention Rukia herself is immune to weakening already, so we don't need to worry about that. Then for now, I went with this build. Now is mainly here just to give us the boost. She's basically there to boost us, give us the shield, and also have a small chance to paralyze in case I don't inflict the weakening, which is very important because you don't want the enemy to attack you. You want to make sure they're just stuck in a status zone, whether it's freeze or paralysis, so your NAD character can just do damage, and that's basically the way to do it, right? So for now, I gave her the weakened duration accessory. Who would have thought they actually be useful with 30% SP? Then I gave her the Masanga, and then I also gave her the T set, giving us 80% SP, just to make sure she can do as much damage as possible. But again, she's not here to do damage. She's just there to inflict the paralysis, boost our team, and give us a shield. As for the links, we did give her 2 14 recharges, one with an extra 16% strong attack damage, and then we did give her the Chad link, which is a 12% recharge link and also a weaken duration, again, making sure that we're immune to weakening. Very important, because at least with my team, if someone got weakened, it's game over. I can't do it that way. So this is the way I've done it. She does have level 10 SP, so that's basically the best way I can do it. I'm not sure I did mention that Ichibe does have level 10 attack and focus. Very important, like I said. The key to this is just to make sure you can do as much nat damage as possible. The Ichibe is definitely the key to this team, and then he's doing all the damage, we're doing all the damage, we're inflicting the paralysis, we're inflicting the freeze, and then the final boss spawns in, I use my soul bomb, and we just completely wipe him up, and that's the way to do it, right? So that being said, I am stalling it enough, I know, but let's actually get into the run, showcasing how I actually tackled beating this quest, which, mind you, I had to beat it twice today, because the first run, the score you see right at the bottom, I wasn't able to record it then. So I actually did beat it twice, and I wouldn't recommend trying to beat this hard difficulty 3 times a day, because you're going to drive yourself insane. So that being said, let's get into the run. Alright, so here we go. So this is not live commentary, by the way. I'm commentating over this because, good lord, I'm not resetting too many times. So the idea for this was to use the Bankai button straight away and then hopefully freeze. We want to make sure we can proc freeze as fast as possible, because that means we can actually do more damage on our strong attacks, and it just allows Ichibe to do as much damage as possible without the need or worry of him getting hit. So you can see that we actually did get lucky. So far, we've actually frozen every single enemy. Very lucky. A bit RNG too for this run, at least with me. You can see there that now, then using the boost to actually boost us, we used our SA2 to make sure we can clear all the little mini mobs, and then we actually did freeze the Aaroniero, just making sure again we can do as much damage as possible. Aaroniero is probably funny enough the biggest problem in this quest because he has too much HP, very annoying. And then the idea here was to use our soul bomb right before the Aaroniero does die, inflicting the freeze on the next wave, and that means we can just do as much damage as possible. Now this is where it gets a bit struggling because the Ichibe is not doing that much damage, and we just have to get lucky. We want to make sure we can do as much damage as possible, don't get hit, and just hopefully proc the freeze. If I would have proc the freeze anywhere here, it would have been a lot better. Unfortunately, we actually did inflict the paralysis, but luckily the Ichibe was still alive and we just beat it, lads. So that was the run. I actually did have to open up and close my game because I didn't know if I beat it or not. But there you go, lads. That was my run, or at least my recorded run, because like I said, this is tough. And trying to actually sit through it and record yourself, beating it live commentary, I would have driven myself insane. And luckily, I didn't do that. But there you go. That was the run. Like I said, a lot of things could have went in my favor that way. Essentially, if I actually inflict the freeze again, that would have been a lot better. The Rukia Bankai button is definitely the key to this. Rukia in general is just so good for this quest because inflicting the freeze just stops you from getting hit. It means you do more damage. You have a very good chance. You're almost guaranteed to inflict the freeze if you do use that Bankai button, if you do use your strong attacks within the first 10 seconds of that. Overall, this is just tough. It's very tough and almost not even worth it. I'm gonna do it once just for my guild once a day, and then I'm going back to the normal difficulty because it's not even worth it. You don't even get good rewards. I don't see the point of it. I think the only difference is that you can get 25 orbs from clearing the second and third wave, and that's the only thing I think is different. There's really no point of doing this. It's way too hard for what you actually get. If the rewards were better, then I would have said probably actually try it, but if you can't beat it, don't stress yourself, go back to the normal difficulty, and we're just going to have to wait until the normal guild quests start rolling around, right? Because right now is the ESPADA week. ESPADA difficulty is hard as is, and now they introduce this harder difficulty for this GQ. Maybe when the Hollow week does roll around, it'll be a lot easier. Maybe even the No Affiliation week should be a lot easier, because we do have Masaki. She should actually be very good for that quest. For the Story per week, you got the Kyrios, the Tokinaras. I think for a lot of the other weeks, it's going to be a lot easier, but for this week right now, it's just too difficult, and I don't think it's worth the hassle. So if you can't beat it, don't stress over it. Just wait until a new GQ does come around where you can actually beat the hard difficulty if you do have better characters for that specific killer, and also potentially just wait for the new way to power up characters. I'm actually very curious on what that's going to be now, because surely the new way to power up characters is going to somehow make this quest a bit easier. I don't think a lot easier, but it might just make it doable, and it might make it so it's actually worth doing every day if you can beat it reliably and not, you know, keep resetting until you inflict freeze or all this blah blah blah. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. That being said though, lads, in the comments let me know if you were able to beat this and what team did you use. If not, let me know what you did get to, and let me know if you just aren't attempting it, if you're just sticking to the normal GQ. There's no shame in that. Be happy you're not going through this nightmare that is the hard difficulty of GQ. I have one more ticket left right now, and I'm just going to use on the normal difficulty because it's just not worth the effort. It's just not worth it. That being said though, lads, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, smash the like button, good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.